entitled to receive revenues from taxes, fees, and other income sources.
Is to top up the brought forward balance in the development fund account to finance 2026 development.
Kan 15.5 bilion ringgit wang negara yang hilang. Saudara, dalam 2 tahun yang lalu kita kumpul 15.5 bilion ringgit wang yang hilang. Ini rakyat termasuk yang di kampung di federal kena tahu.
Public funds play an important role in supporting Malaysia developments, including sectors such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure. In this documentary, we will explore the effectiveness of public fund management in Malaysia and the challenges faced in ensuring transparency and accountability. The objectives are to assess fund collection and allocation across key sectors, evaluate performance in achieving development goals, identify issues in governance and efficiency, understand public view on government's spending, and suggest improvement to strengthen accountability and public trust. How would you define effectiveness in the context of public funds in Malaysia?
It actually depends on how the government spend the money, spend the fund accordingly. For example, for this year, they want to improve the facilities in the school, for example. So they allocate, so they target, there's a time frame for them to achieve that, and for sure they allocate the amounts of the fund that they in order to improve the facility. Since that there's a time frame given, so from the process itself, so then they manage to achieve the goal to improve the facility of the school, for example. So that's mean the effectiveness done. Right? So that is my understanding, right? So because I believe that each of the kementerian, they have their own target amounts of allocations that they want to spend on. Like for example, itself, as Madam mentioned, in terms of education, the school itself.
Effectiveness in the context of public funds refers to the ability of government spending to achieve its intended objectives and deliver meaningful benefits to the public. Public funds are also considered effective when they are managed efficiently, utilized responsibly, and generate positive outcomes that improve the well-being of citizens and support national development.
What factors influence the government spending in Malaysia?
Basically, there are many factors. If we relate with the current factor, how the government spend the money, especially on the government spending, you mentioned about the government spending or not. In the context of the global crisis now, Malaysia is not excluded this. We are also affected with the global crisis on the oil issues, for example. So now, government Kerajaan Madani, they come out to reduce the burdens of the citizen itself. They give a subsidy.
There are several factors that may contribute to inefficiencies, delays, and leakage, including weak monitoring mechanism, bureaucratic procedures, lack of coordination among agencies, insufficient transparency, and ineffective resource management.
How would you evaluate the overall effectiveness of public finance management in Malaysia?
Malaysia's government, they have spent the public fund effectively. The amounts of the allocation allocated by the government to improve the education facilities, to improve the security itself, to improve the hospital, medical, apa semua ni. So, from this allocation itself, we can see it's very clear. So we need to have a guideline. We don't want to have a very simply, okay, I this, and that lead to the inappropriate activities lah.
So to strengthen the accountability of transparency, I would propose enhancing digital government systems, improving public access to financial information, strengthening audit and monitoring processes, and prompting greater stakeholder participation. Continuous integrity training and the adoption of performance-based evaluation frameworks can also help ensure public funds are managed responsibly and effectively.
In your opinion, how effective has the Malaysian government been in using public funds to improve citizens' well-being?
It has been quite effective because public funds improve education, healthcare, and transportation services.
And the effectiveness of public fund usage in Malaysia is to improve education and healthcare access
by supporting economic growth through infrastructure like upgrading transport link like Pangbunia Highway, reduces business costs, attract foreign investors, and directly creates local jobs.
Such as giving Better education and healthcare services. It is really effective in improving healthcare, education, and public services. But I think improvement is still needed.
Quite effective as well because, let's say, for example, I'm as a student. I'm capable of attending school and universities, which allow me to learn basic skills and criteria that I need.
Can you identify any challenges or issues that may reduce the effectiveness of public funds usage in Malaysia?
Project management.
Corruption and misuse of funds. Money is stolen or spent on overpriced projects. This causes delay, waste taxpayer money, and result in poor quality public services.
I think delays in project completion can affect the effectiveness of public fund because when a public project takes longer than planned, they cost more and people have to wait longer to enjoy the benefit. For me, it's corruption, lack of transparency. Some challenges include corruption, mismanagement, so budget wastage, and delays in project implementation. So this issue can reduce the effectiveness of public funds.
The voices of the public reveal both expectations and concerns. But beyond this perspective lies an even more important discussion. How can Malaysia improve the management of its public funds? To fortify the bridge of public trust and ensure every ringgit serves its true purpose, strategic and comprehensive structural reforms are imperative. First and foremost, Malaysia must look towards institutionalizing rigorous legislative frameworks such as a dedicated Public Finance Management Act to strictly curb administrative delays and enforce ironclad compliance across all tiers of government. Transparency is the ultimate antidote to inefficiency. By modernizing our procurement systems through centralized, AI-driven e-procurement and establishing live public expenditure dashboards, we can eliminate costly leakage in real time. Furthermore, giving citizens a direct digital channel to provide feedback on welfare and development programs ensures that the government remains deeply responsive to the pulse of the nation. In conclusion, effective public funds management is essential for national development and public trust. This documentary has highlighted the importance of transparency, accountability, and continuous improvement in Malaysia's financial governance system. Ultimately, a nation's true wealth does not merely lie in the revenue it collects, but in the integrity with which it reinvests that wealth back into the lives of its people. For a prosperous and sustainable Malaysia, the journey toward absolute financial accountability begins today.